Hey guys, the Explorer 4 here. Welcome back to some more reviews, and figured since I have some free time tonight, I would film some sort of filler reviews I'll put in between the Wes Craven stuff. And this is a movie that I seen a couple weeks ago that I was meaning to get around to, and I actually forgot to cover this movie, and I wanted to get on here and talk about it because it was a movie that I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. Other than like the poster and the name of the movie, I was like, all right, I'm assuming it's about it, like maybe a dominatrix killer, like an S&M killer, and the title was very interesting. The whole idea of the movie was very interesting, and this is a film that's a Shudder exclusive called Dogs Don't Wear Pants from 2019. It has a 6.8 on IMDb, and I would pronounce the director's name, but I feel like I would butcher it. But I'll just call him JP. If you guys want, the IMDb page, it says his name. I just don't want to butcher it. I've tried to say it, and I'm like, I don't know if I could say that name, but sorry, but just call him JP. But this is a Shudder exclusive. This is a movie that you will only find on Shudder, or if you go and find it streaming somewhere. But it's interesting because I was scrolling through Shudder and I was just, looking for anything to watch, had some free time, and this movie popped up, and I was like, okay, the cover is interesting. The title, Dogs Don't Wear Pants, what does that even mean? When you get into the movie, you'll know exactly what it means. And it was just an intriguing film. Something about it just kind of called me in, and I checked it out, and I ended up really enjoying this movie. And I wanted to cover it because I think more people need to hear about this movie, because I looked up reviews for this film and there's only like a handful on YouTube, which is a massive shame to me because this film was very well done. And I wanted to get on here and just sort of shed a little light on it and give my thoughts on it and recommend it. And I want to spoil some things. I'm going to be spoiling things in this film throughout the review. But if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend, if you have Shudder or if you have some way to watch this movie, check it out. It's maybe a movie that you've never heard of before, because I've never heard of it. But, I think just you should go out and check this movie out. I think it's pretty well made. And it says here, country of origin, Finland. So I think it's a Finland movie. It is a foreign film. I had to watch it with subtitles, which doesn't bother me. I don't know why that bothers people. It's like black and white. Some people are like, oh my God, it's in black and white, I can't watch it. It's like, that bothers you? I love like movies that have subtitles, like Audition and stuff. And Audition's a kind of a long movie, so the subtitles don't really bother me. But this is a film about a guy. He loses his wife in an accident. He's the lead of the film. Julia Pekka Strang. Maybe that's not how I'm supposed to say it. Strang. But his name is... not Julia. Did I say Julia? My bad. I meant Juha? Again, like I said, I'm bad at pronouncing. I said Julia. His name is Julia. But it's Juha. Basically about this guy. His wife drowns, and it's him and his daughter. It's years later. And he takes his daughter to go get her tongue pierced, and while he's there, he walks all the way to the back of the store and finds this dominatrix area. He sees this real, strange-looking S&M spike statue thing, and he walks up to it, and this chick comes out and basically chokes him out, and when he's going unconscious, he sees a little bit of his wife, and he's like, dreaming about the water and where she drowned, and he sees her again. And what it turns into is him going back to the dominatrix and paying for these sessions where she chokes him out and does a lot of other things. She like pisses on him and does a bunch of weird kinky stuff. But she chokes him out, and he starts becoming addicted to this, mainly because he's seen his wife again. It's his only way of going back to that moment and seeing his wife. It's the only way he can get back to his wife. And, I like how the movie delves down that. Obviously, the dark S&M route. I like the idea that this character, this dominatrix character, for her, it's that pushing the limit of like, you know, and later on in the movie, it really gets pretty brutal. It's like this is almost a better, more brutal 50 Shades of Grey, where it's just two people pushing themselves to the limits. With him, he wants to be choked out and he wants to see his wife again. You know, because he can't even like be with other women, and it doesn't feel the same to him. And so when he gets choked out and he sees his wife, that's his only escape. That's his only thing he's looking forward to. And as the movie goes along, he delves down this dark, just really, it really is a dark journey. This character is going through depression. He's going through just all kinds of stuff. And you can just tell moment by moment, scene by scene, the pressure is getting a little bit turned up a little bit more, and he ends up snapping in some scenes to where he gets to the point to where he doesn't even care about his job or his family. He just wants to see his wife. He wants to meet the dominatrix. There's some kind of connection here, and you could say it's also a romantic connection because while he's pushing her, she's pushing him. It's a really interesting storyline and a really well done, well acted movie. The acting in this movie is incredible. I thought the performances by the lead character and the dominatrix and the lead character's daughter, I mean, everybody in this cast, I thought did an amazing job in this film. And for a movie about S&M and, you know, pushing the limits and stuff, it doesn't get too exploitative with it. It treats it very like respectfully and just it's a part of the plot. It's not being exploitive and having 30-minute long, really explicit S&M scenes. It's there. It's part of the plot. It's handled well. It's handled extremely well, and it creates a great story. Now, is this a horror movie? I don't think it's a horror movie. I think it's a dark drama. So I thought it was interesting that this was on Shudder because Shudder is horror, but they also do have things that kind of more darker things that you can't really quite call horror. Like I wouldn't consider this straight up horror. It's like a dark drama romance maybe. But there are moments that are really brutal and really intense. And before I get to the spoilers, I just want to say that this movie is extremely well made. From the direction, the cinematography, the acting, I think the music is wonderful in this movie. I think the ambiance and atmosphere and the lighting is just some really, really solid stuff. Lots of just, when he goes to the S&M area, the store, wherever, whatever it is, this area, it's a lot of red lighting and just dark and gritty. It just looks wonderful. So the direction's on point. It has a look to it. And I like the journey of this movie. It really is a movie that takes you on a journey. The character starts off here, and by the end, him and this dominatrix chick they've changed as people. They've gone through so much. They've changed. And in a way, he's finding himself not being accepted for, you know, because he's asking other chicks like, hey, choke me out, you know, make me pass out, and they're not doing it. And that, therefore, he's just like, okay, I'm not, then I can't get no satisfaction here. You know, if you don't do that, I'm not doing anything. So he ends up having some awkward ends to his one night stands. And he, at the end of the movie, it's a wonderful shot, which I guess we could get into spoilers now because that is the ending of the movie. But getting into the spoilers, before I even do that, I just want to say I recommend this movie highly. If you have a way to watch this movie, go check it out. It deserves more credit. I don't think it made a whole bunch of money. I don't think it made a whole bunch of hoopla, but I think this movie deserves it. It's extremely well made. Easily one of my favorite exclusives on Shudder I've seen. And I won't lie, the exclusives on Shudder so far have been amazing. I mean, this, Deadstream, Host, love those movies. So I'm definitely going to be checking out some more Shudder exclusives. If you guys are sleeping on those, don't sleep on them. I know Netflix has some really weak exclusives and Hulu and stuff, but Shudder is not that. I really enjoyed Host and I really enjoyed Deadstream, and I want to review those sometime soon. But yeah, we're going to be getting the spoilers for this movie. I'll give a quick rating for it for you guys. I'm gonna give it I think I give it a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 for me. It's a really solid movie, extremely well made. I think that it has a great story there, and is just easily one of my favorite Shudder exclusives I've seen. So definitely go check it out. But to get into the spoilers, the ending is such a great moment where he learns that he's an outsider, and he's not really, people aren't really, to him, people think he's bizarre, he's weird. Oh, he's the guy that's, freaking out in public, and he wants people to choke him out and stuff. But at the end of the movie, he just, he kind of embraces the weirdness in a way. He goes to the S&M club and he's dancing, and the dominatrix walks in and sees he's in there, and they both kind of acknowledge, like, wow, we've accepted this, and we're they basically, I don't know if it's going to be like a romance, but they're friends, and they have like a mutual respect for each other in a way after all the hell they've been through together. And it's a really powerful ending, great ending, where he's just like dancing and he's wearing the freaking leather, and he's just like, okay, I guess this is my life. This is the nightlife now. But I think it's a good comment on, because when a lot of times when S&M is covered in movies, it's in a negative light. Like, it's, oh, that's the weird people, that's the strange people. At the end of the day, you realize they're just people with, kinks and stuff like that, and it really does ground that and not really represent it, but showcase it in a good light to where it's realistic, it's down to earth, and it's not trying to shame people for that. It's not trying to shame. It's just part of the story, and it's a really good element, and I think they explore it pretty well in this film. There's some brutal moments, man. There's a moment where there's a mutual sort of trade-off where she's like, I'm not gonna freaking, because she literally almost kills this guy, when she's choking him out and everything. She almost kills him. She has this idea where she'll put this glass like ball in your hand, and she'll know when you've got to be awake and back up, because you drop the glass and it falls into this bucket, makes a loud noise. And he keeps telling her, longer, like, keep me under longer, I want to see my wife more. And so it gets to the point where he almost dies, and she tells him, no more, I'm not doing this anymore, it's too much. And it gets to the point to where he's like begging her, offering her money, and she says, okay, I'll do that, but you got to give me something first. And she has this idea of she's wanting to pull teeth out, and so he's like willingly like, yeah, okay, if that's what it takes, pull my tooth out. Just the sacrifice, what this guy puts himself through to get to that level. It's just, it's really insane. It's really crazy. But she's like pulling the tooth out and just wrenching it. It's a long, drawn out scene. It's very realistic. The effects are very well done. And it is just a really just long, drawn out, him squealing and screaming and just slowly just yanking the tooth. It's very, very much a tension scene, a tension-filled scene. It was very crazy to see that. So yeah, even the little bit of practical, you're not going to see a whole lot of gore in this movie. It's not a whole lot. But for what's there, there's a scene where he punches this glass door and he gets glass in his hand. He has like a thumbnail that's like really rotten, not like rotten, but infected. And as the movie goes along, it kind of becomes a metaphor for like maybe just how this infection within him is growing. He has an infected nail, and as the movie goes along, it looks a little bit more nastier and nastier. And by the end, he's patched it up. So it's almost like there's a lot of metaphors in there for going through this and moving on, patching things up, moving past the past. And I didn't mean to do that. But just, a lot of metaphor usage in this movie. So I think it's a very well-made movie. I think it's a very well-made script. I think it's a all-around extremely well-made movie. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. If you made it this far and you haven't seen it, go check it out. I know I spoiled some stuff, but still, go check it out. Go watch it. It's very well-made. It's very dark but interesting. And if you've seen this movie, comment down below your guys' thoughts on it. But anyways, this can be my review on Dogs Don't Wear Pants, and Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of October and enjoy the rest of the Wes Craven reviewing marathon. But anyways, y'all, 4 out of 5 for me. Great film. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. But anyways, y'all, if you want to follow me on social media, all my links are in the description box below. But that's going to do it for tonight's review. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. And thank you guys so much for all your guys' support on the Wes Craven movie reviewing marathon. It's been a wild journey, and I can't wait to continue it with, I believe the next review I have to do is My Soul to Take. The other ones I got filmed already, but I got to review My Soul to Take. But anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. Take care. And the Explorer of Horror is out. Peace.